From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason here at Signature Esports, and a pleasure it is to have you here live and in charge for a whole lot of fun. Talladega Superspeedway on the books for the Asphalt Outlaws Racing Series, live right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Signature Esports platform. iRacing, the simulator, and it is, in my opinion, the best simulator for all things racing. And the oval circuit get ready to be the best it can be. Round of 10 for the drivers, week number 2. A little playoff action today as they get ready to finish up their qualifying. They're going to be just a few minutes, and we're going to go over a few things while we do, including this on the middle of your screen. Playoff points for the drivers. Mark Beverly currently leads the series with a few extra playoff points getting into this one. Kevin Winker, Bill Hales, Haas Beverly, and Will Reinl. That'll be a war. Top 5. Eric Hagdahl had a win last week, so he is going to, no doubt, move on into the Championship 5. But, you know, we got 2 more races left. Anything can happen when it comes to points and where it shakes up. So that is kind of the way it works. It does look like Nathan Dahl, Jesse Weiss, Tyler Beverly, and Dougie Higgins Jr., they're going to be looking for wins here tonight as well. As qualifying gets underway, Haas Beverly probably the favorite to either push somebody to a win or win this one here, according to the fastest of the Beverlys. But I could be wrong. The only reason why I say that is because, well, we raced Wednesday, and he had a good old-fashioned push on me there, and kind of looking forward to seeing that. I'm interested to see where he finishes and what he's going to do here. Haas Beverly, the 22, of course. Bill Hales fastest right now in qualifying, 56.00. He was the pole sitter actually in the race that we had on Wednesday. So we shall see what this shakes up, where it's going to be. Race information for you as they start to continue to move around here. Asphalt Outlaws Racing is going to be the truck series here. 77 laps. We're going to have a stage at lap 25, 75% fuel. So they should, quote unquote, and I say should, be able to make it the entire 25 laps around this racetrack. 4 sets of tires, and yeah, I believe 1 fast repair for the drivers. So that's going to be absolutely interesting. Right now, qualifying track temperature, blistering 121 degrees Fahrenheit and 2.65 mile length track here at Talladega Superspeedway, Talladega, Alabama. We'll have some fun. 74 degrees on the air temperature, 46% humidity, partly cloudy skies will play a little bit of factor into the corners, but the 4-mile-an-hour wind will shake up from the front stretch to the back stretch, so that might push them towards the wall a little bit. 3-wide racing, well, you can almost count on it, but maybe towards the end. So we might see some pack racing for a little bit, some teams work together, try to make sure that they finish in front of each other. Points are going to be the big factor here. Big Oz Motorsports part of the series here, of course. The Winning Bid DIecast auctions is sponsor for them, and DIeButtKicker.com. Go to DIeButtKicker.com. Use promo code AOR20 Alpha Oscar Romeo, the number 2, the number 0, for a nice little discount on your checkout. Helps support the league and what they do. They will no doubt appreciate that. And of course, I would love to make sure that they're getting all the referrals that they can. Cody Terlindi is going to be your race controller tonight. He is the man behind the scenes, making things work the way that they do. And yeah, kind of went through it pretty quick. The way it goes. MLO Bros, Youngstown's #1 Facebook podcast. We talk about Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast, about talking about all things nerdy, but the MLO Bros on the bottom right of your screen, they have a great resource when it comes to listening to their podcast live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. on their Facebook page. Make sure that you go check them out. They have, if you're in the real estate market, you're going to want to know what they have to say, and they're absolutely fantastic. Good to see those guys out there continuing to push their markets and, give you all the information you need to be in the market yourself. Qualifying looks like this so far, and we'll have a starting grid up here in just a little bit. They're going to take all the time that they need. Tyler, thank you for the like. Anthony Garland, thank you for the share and the likes out there. Much love to you, brother. James Mandarin, thank you for all the shares that you do. You're absolutely killer. Anthony Garland, you are just awesome. I appreciate the sharing the kind words, so thank you for all the support that you have. Jesse Calloway giving us a like. That's the driver you're watching right there, the number 9. He is qualifying right now. And thank you to all the newcomers out there. We went from, basically in the course of a week, from roughly about 2,300 followers to just over 3,400 followers. So thank you so much to all the folks out there becoming a part of the SC Nation over here at Signature Esports. It's just absolutely amazing to see. So, you know, I mean, we're all over the globe. US, the European nation, Japan, Australia, from what I'm seeing, New Zealand, and of course, let's see. Man, we're all over Africa. We're all over, again, the UK. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. South America as well. We got some folks out there from South America. Thank you so much for being out there and being a part of the series. We appreciate you. I, of course, appreciate you. Just because, you know, you don't have to comment. You don't have to do all that much. But I tell you what, an opportunity shakes itself up to be a part of the series. And you guys are just awesome. So thank you so much. Talladega is always movers and shakers, and we will see just what they're going to be doing here. Just a moment of vocal break time for us as we look at Cody and the 09 sporting the Roasted Gems coffee paint scheme right there. Good looking paint scheme. Look at that thing. Cody, are you winning? Are you racing? Are you winning? Are you racing? Cody in the chat on YouTube, he says the 09 is the favorite to win. Have a great game. Absolutely. It's going to be a great broadcast. Are you racing today? I'm just saying. I mean, you're on the track. I don't know if you're qualifying. Or are you going to be the RC for this one? Gavin, sadly, will be... Oh, man, you're on vacation? Hey, you know what? Happy vacation to you, man. You got Atlanta next week. Here's your chance. No, not racing. That's awesome. Still good. Gavin Winker in the chat, thank you so much. I appreciate you being out there, man. Thank you for tuning in to support your league that you like to be a part of. Good stuff, right? Good stuff. We like ourselves some super speedways. You'll be back for Atlanta. Perfect. Opportunities at Atlanta. Atlanta's a great racetrack. Talladega is super fun. That's the reason why I chose it for this past Wednesday's race. Tyler, thank you for the share. I appreciate you as well, brother. And things that we like to see out of this the circuit is of course the wide turns, the 34 to 37 degree banking, depending on the turn that you're in. You know, there's just a lot that goes to show what these folks are able to do. See, you're getting some TV time, Cody. There it is. You're getting some TV time. Full send, right? But 30 seconds left, folks. And I'm going to save the voice because we're going to have some high-impact racing here at Talladega. Stay tuned. New stuff coming this week. I am going to start new, not just the new broadcast overlays that I'm working on, but we're going to start working on some more things to be able to have a little bit more of the entertainment factor in the middle of all the races as well. I am looking for number 2s for every series, so that is what we're going to be doing. So I'll be right back with you. We're going to go over the starting grid, and I'm going to continue to hydrate. Alrighty, Drivers are loading in. TheButtKicker.com starting grid for you. Bill Hales, Keith Prince, 1 and 2. Bill Hales really good at qualifying here and a solid truck here as Keith Prince will work the outside early in this one. Haas Beverly will be right behind that 53. So the Toyota will be lined up with a 4 to his rear side of this. Jesse Calloway by the outside of row number 2. And so 2 Chevys will make up the outside row. Nick Lawrence and Dougie Higgins Jr. will make up row number 3. Lance Thompson and Jesse Holmes will make up row number 4. Caleb Patton, Cody, you're going to be race controlling. That's what you're doing. That's you're in the list, but you're going to be race controlling. Caleb Patton will be there in row number 5. Mark Beverly, Eric Hagel, row 6 as we move down that starting grid to go over the rest of the drivers for you. Joey Mind, Tyler Puckett, that'll make up row number 7. Jesse Wise and Tyler Beverly, row number 8. Nathan Dahl, the number 30. He's going to be bringing up the tail end of the field. Nothing wrong with that. It's going to be a good race, some pack racing. We're going to see who's going to get that stage win, and then we will see absolutely, unequivocally, who is going to be the Super Speedway king for the for this series for the 2022 season for these drivers. Now, after this season, they're going to take a little bit of a break through the summer, and they'll be back somewhere in the realm of September. So I'm looking forward to seeing these drivers come back. And on top of that, it's just gonna be good racing. It's Truck Series racing sometimes gives me the best racing next to the Xfinity Series. The Xfinity Series seems to be all about the driver's course and what they're going to be able to do and how they're going to be able to run. And I think most drivers who are trying to improve their craft would enjoy the Xfinity Series cars quite frequently. But I tell you what, these trucks throughout the way that this season has ran has absolutely been a dream kind of racetrack for them. And a dream, and I say a dream kind of series as well. They've been able to really push boundaries, push the buttons, get themselves into and out of the racetrack with a good streamlined race line, and they've just been having fun. Good. You got Haas Beverly. If you go to our merch link, I think it's !merch in the chat, you'll be able to check out t-shirts for these drivers. Do you want to buy a Bill Hales t-shirt? You can do that. I believe Tyler Beverly's one is out there. Puckett has his out there as well. Mark Beverly has one, and I'm working on one for Haas. I just want that one I want that one a little bit more in his style, so I've been kind of taking my time with that one. Yeah, drivers have t-shirts. They absolutely killing it on the t-shirt aspect of things. They're going to pace around for just a moment. Life's awesome. Don't let that qualifier fool you. Holmes is here to shake and bake. I like it. Life's awesome. I appreciate you. The life is awesome, right? Holmes, Jesse Holmes here to try to win this one. I believe it. You know who's going to win this one? Anyone inside the racetrack. And I think Haas has a great shot as long as he can, because if you talk to the Super Speedway guys that we were racing with Wednesday, Haas is the one that you quite often see as the pusher of all of them and tries to set himself up to be the end. So that's the reason why I say Haas, only because of personal experience. Outside of that, these drivers are ready to go. Bill Hales, Keith Prince, Haas Beverly, Jesse Calloway, Nick Lawrence, Dougie Higgins Jr. Front 3 rows ready to go. Elbows to bumpers. They're rolling. Green flag racing. And the round of 10 second race gets underway. Through the gears they go. Full send. Side by side they roll. Get a big shove on the outside lane. They're rolling into the corner. Keith's going to clear down to the 53. We're going to see a lot of leapfrog. And maybe here pretty early we might be able to see who's going to try to push the envelope, especially for a stage win. That might be some opportunity. Defend your line. Dougie Higgins Jr. is going to be up top. Callaway's going to be there with him as well. They're going to be trying to compete. Something that we noticed about Talladega is that you could run third lane here if you're the outside lane, and you can pretty much full throttle this one if you're the pusher vehicle, and keep yourself right there in line. And watch the 9 of Callaway here as Bill Hales drops back. The 9 of Callaway is going to clear Dougie Hayes Jr. on the back straightaway. They might be able to roll this one. We'll see. Bill Hales drops to the back. He's going to go back here and say, we're good. Here's Tyler Puckett. Bill Hales dropping to the tail end of the field here. He's going to slide up in front of the 24. There's Joey Mines there. Everybody just trying to buy their time, get up to speed. 69 of Jesse Wise there. Wise rolling one of my favorite paint schemes, the Sun Drop Cherry Lemon. 941 out front. Jesse Holmes in the 29. Rolling the corner. 4 of Eric Hegel behind. Single file racing, except for Caleb Patton. He's going to have a little company in the form of the 5 of Tyler Puckett to the high side. There's the 18 of Nick Lawrence right there with him. Callaway and Higgins roll the high side. They're in the third lane. And I wondered if they were going to be able to try to do this. We were watching kind of where folks are dropping into the corner. And 941 trying to roll this one as a natural line. Got to be careful when you roll out of the corner, though. EP Creative, thank you very much for being in the chat out there. You don't want to work up the lane at all. There's the 5, a little bit free from the 18 right there. Tyler Puckett, fastest lap of the race. We'll see this time by if anybody outdoes themselves. They do. Nathan Dahl right here, the 30, 52.02 in the draft, trying to catch back up to the pace of the folks in front of him. 4 of 77. It's going to be a race. 77 laps is nothing to take out of context. I wouldn't say it's a long race by any means, but it is a lot of laps. Jesse Holmes to the front. He slides up in front of the 5. Holmes trying to go to the front, outside line for the 5, and Jesse Holmes kind of left high and dry. The 5 of Tyler Puckett's going to be shoved by the 18. And that is, if that wasn't a door slam of, no, we're not going to help you. And there you go, 5 outside, 1869. They just can't get organized, though. And the 29 is going to stay right there. Jesse Holmes, lone wolf in the middle. 5 drops in front. Going to lose that ground to the 18. They're getting dicey. 3, now 4 wide almost, as the 18 almost took the outside quarter panel of the 5. And right now, Holmes is going to have to slide up in front of the 5. The 5's going to slide down. That is an absolute, I want to call it a troll move, but that's pretty much what they're doing. Jesse Holmes, the guy that I would want to be able to be in front of me or right behind me in this case, and he is not making any friends. Nathan Dahl, fastest lap of the race, 51.89, and he's going to hold on to that. Down the back straightaway, 941.4. That's going to be your inside lane. 1, 2, 3. Caleb Patton, they're going around. Big one happens. Caution's going to come out. And everybody involved. Fast repairs coming out early. Lap 6 of 77. They were making moves instead of trying to work together. That was something that we were looking at there. And no doubt some drivers, if they get wrapped up in anything else in the rest of this race, we're not going to see some happy campers. That'll knock some people out of the playoff contention. We'll see. I'm trying to find where this one started, folks. I do want to look here. It looks like the 18 got to the back of the 5 here. Try to shove him around this racetrack. There's Tyler Puckett right here, as they were trying to make aggressive moves to get themselves to the inside, which is fine. 18 comes up to give a hard shove to the 5 into the front quarter panel, or into the stretch. Hits him too hard up into the 27. Jesse Holmes getting a roof full of damage. 18 into the wall. So Nick Lawrence in the 5 of Tyler Puckett. Looking rough right there. So they're going to come around. 27 of Caleb Patton still trying to limp around. There is these two drivers. They're shoving each other around this racetrack. Nick Lawrence in front of the 5, trying to get themselves to pit road. As Tyler Beverly looks to be all right. Bill Hales looks okay. Mark Beverly, all right as well. Some fuel stops for some folks here, I do believe. Haas Beverly looking okay. Jesse Holmes was the truck that I wanted to look at here because one of the trucks landed on his hood. I know Mines is there, Wise, Holmes, anybody getting themselves taken care of. We'll see. I don't think he needs a fast repair. I just think he might need, 10 or 15 seconds of damages and long pace laps here for the drivers, so they'll be able to take care of some things, get some repairs needed. Up to roughly about 90 seconds is pretty much what you can get out of the a pit stop as far as repairs go. If you take a full pit stop, kind of the way it goes. 2-minute pace laps means a whole lot of time, but you got to get yourself back around and check back up to the field before this starts. So you want to make sure that you're taking your time and enjoying yourself. Winning the DIecast auctions give themselves a whole lot of fun. You can check them out on Facebook. Link in the description for you if you want to go check them out. Absolutely fantastic drive out of those folks. Nick Lawrence will be leaving pit road. They went ahead and used their fast repairs. Caleb Patton, another driver, had to use that as well. Tyler Beverly looks just fine. Fuel stops for everybody. Jesse Wise, I believe, went ahead and took care of himself as well. Folks just have to be patient. Jesse Calloway, your race leader. Going to pace him around here. He's going to have Dougie Higgins Jr. to his outside of the restart of this one as the PBR Hooters number 9 rolls out. It's going to be fun. Oh, do I want to become famous? No. I want to be who I am and do what we can. We don't buy followers. We advertise ourselves, and we occasionally pay for our own advertising, but I don't buy followers. That is not something that you should be doing. Plus, if I did that, you know what Twitch would do? Twitch would ban me. Can't do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Callaway, Mines, Holmes, Dougie Higgins Jr., and Keith Prince coming to pit road. They're going to be looking at their situation a little bit more clearly. 7 of 77, finishing where they are at. Appreciate life's awesome. Because now I'm entertaining the races. Thank you so much. You don't need to do that. Caleb, always. Always. You get back out there and you roll with it, right? That's what I'm saying. You see me rolling. Cody wants to be famous. Of course. Of course. My job is to make the drivers look like $1 million so that way people get out there and sponsor them. That's my job. That's what I want to do. I want to be the voice of my platform. I also want to be able to have live events, and I want to be able to continue to be able to give to the community more so than take from it. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want to do. Do I want to be famous? No. Do I want to make an impact? Absolutely. That's the goal, right? That's what I say. That's the goal. That should be everybody's goal. Mines, Callaway, Holmes, Dahl, Hales. And, of course, Mark Beverly up there, the third team. Mark Beverly's been commanding here in the Asphalt Outlaws Racing Series. Huge, huge chances. A lot of folks going live out there. Appreciate everybody doing what you do. All the content creators getting out there for their nighttime streams. They're all popping up on my thing here. Appreciate them all. I appreciate each and every one of you as well. Thank you for tuning in each and every week. Not just for the AOR, but for all of the streams that we have out there for all the broadcasts. Tomorrow night, Goat Racing League Cup Series going to be live about the same time, same bat channel, 7:30 Eastern, I believe. I'm sorry, 8:30 Eastern. And then who else? Who else we got? Sunday, Outcast Racing League during the day, afternoon race forum. And then No Toad Racing League rejoins the rejoins the programming here at Signature Esports Sunday evening. That's going to be a ton of fun. They have a YouTube channel as well. I'm looking forward to being a part of their series once again. Green flag waves for a 9 of 77. Let's keep going. Side by side, we're racing right now the 24 and the 30. 13 of Mark Beverly's going to button up to the 30 here. Nathan Dahl trying to close in to the 24. Joey trying to make some moves. 9 and the 29. Holmes ready to push here. That's what I'm looking at. 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. He's back there. In the back, I do believe he might be trying to go back to the front here. We'll see as he drops in front of the 69. Folks might be just trying to take the patience level and give it a little crank up here. 24, 30, 13. 9, huge shove to the back of the 24, a little free into the corner of the tri-oval there. James, thank you. He says hit that like, share button, and if you are new, hit that follow button. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you very much. I can't grow without you because I'm going to continue to do the same thing I'm doing. Except for I'm going to continue to try to improve the craft and continue to be more and more. I don't know. I just want to do more. I just want to be able to make this a bigger show. These drivers do their job. They make it a show already. I want to make it a bigger show. I'm giving myself a little bit of extra here. 9 to the high side. Callaway goes with the 13. 13 had a huge run with Bill Hales. Had a check up for the 9 as Jesse Holmes tries to find some room here. Nathan Dahl out front, 51.72 for Keith Prince. Wins the fastest lap of the race last time by. Full of fuel, ready to go to lap 25. That was going to be the big factor. If they could make it with 75% fuel to lap 25. Highline running for these drivers out here. Callaway to the outside, running with Mark Beverly. Little early to punch it. I don't disagree. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Punching it is always a good idea. However, you don't want to punch it too early. There's a long way around this racetrack, and there's be a lot of TO drivers if they do too much. If you do too much too soon. But let's kind of see what we're doing. Caleb Patton, the 27, runs the fastest lap. His fastest lap last time by, but the fastest lap of the drivers out there. So he's making up some ground, 51.92. And some big shoves coming. Haas Beverly might be just trying to bide his time. We'll watch that forward for a moment as we continue to move into this 12th lap of cockpit view for the drivers. Thank you. James, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Try to have that old school vibe, that radio vibe. Sort of putting vaudeville out there. I like what we're doing. I like what we'll see. So we're going to continue to move forward. There's a lot of folks out there that I consider better than me. But that is only because, well, how do I put it? Because they have things that I want to do, and I want to get themselves into it. Here's Haas Beverly. We're riding along with him behind Bill Hales, and you see just if it looks like they're waving in front of him, well, it might be a little bit like that. The gyro cam of Callaway behind Beverly. Here's what it looks like to drop into the corner behind somebody. You want to give a little bit of room between you and the driver in front of you and get out of the corner. You want to be getting out of the corner. You want to get right back to the back bumper and start shoving away. Because if not, we're going to see a lot of drivers behind try to work the outside, like the 24, Joey Mines. Jesse Holmes right there has the 41, trying to give himself a little bit of door room. 24 gets a little bit too close there. He's going to give up a little bit of that room to the outside. Dougie Higgins Jr. trying to push on the rear bumper. Not going to do so. Mines is going to be left there. 3 Keith Prince goes to the inside, so the 24 losing a ton of ground here. And right now, he's got some help in the form of the 45, but the 45 leaves him there. He says, you know, it's good. He's going to pull back up the racetrack, though, right there to the quarter panel. Might give the room to the 24. We'll see. Caleb Patton right in front of the 24. Trying to side draft is Joey. And Chevy trying to hold on to a little bit of that ground. He can pull the draft off of the cars, or I'm sorry, the trucks in front of him. Caleb Patton runs below the yellow line there. Not always a good idea here at Talladega. We know that this track has a tendency to show that these trucks kind of get a little bit free, and the 24 rolls back to the high side. Caleb Patton runs up high. I think he's just trying to fall back just a little bit, give himself a little bit extra room. Kendra, thank you for the like out there. Appreciate you very much. Tyler trying to catch up to the quote-unquote fastest of the Beverleys. Mark Beverly out front, Jesse Calloway, Jesse Holmes. That'll be your top three. Keith Prince, Joey Lines inside the top five. Joey trying to close some more distance. He gets around the 41. And opportunities for these drivers. The 24 trying to side draft his way to the lead here. The only driver he won't be able to pass is going to be Mark Beverly. Just a little tough without a little bit of help, and he's going to get it right now. The 41 closing some distance down. He's going to get to the back bumper of the 24. The battle for fourth looks just like that. Super Speedway racing. It's always fun. Side draft special from the 24. He's trying to make up the ground, and he has the opportunity. But right now, he's looking to be passed by the 41 on the inside. He's trying to drop down. He clears himself, gets himself a little bit of a run there to the outside, and going to be working on trying to make something happen there. Nathan Dahl in the 30 here has a good line, stays up high though, and he's going to pull in for the long haul here. He's got the 21 of Lance Thompson in front of him. Good to see Lance back in the field. So we see the Mass Pro driver kind of roll into this corner. We're going to keep it on exciting, folks. Let these guys flicker around a little bit. And as we do, I'm going to check on my hydrate brake. Keep being good. Lap 19 of 77 being completed. Back straightaway run was a good one. And now we're looking at the drivers like Bill Hales here. Trying to give himself a little extra room. As the front straightaway is very, very busy. Little single file racing. Mark Beverly Holds the 9 of Jesse Calloway behind him. Holmes in the 29 is going to have Keith Prince here. Part of what I wanted to see with you folks is if you are running for a stage win, do you take the stage win points or just kind of let it happen? My question to you all. Because honestly, I would just kind of ride where I'm at. I want to win the race. I don't want to win the stage. So you don't want to have that opportunity where you get into a situation or what I call a sticky situation. You're racing for a stage win, pushing boundaries. Now, if you can run side by side with them and get yourself into that stage, get yourself a stage win that way, that might be an opportunity. But I'm a guy that wants to ride around here and make it work. What I mean? One of 77, about a third of the way through this race as they start pulling no punches here. Beverly rolling the outside now. He's got Mines in front of him. 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. rolling with Bill Hale. So now we're going to go back to double file racing for a moment. We'll see who's going to be able to get a big shove. Big fan of the 45 of Tyler Beverly. He's going to be able to make some things work here. He's going to try to get up there and give a big shove to the 24. Most of what you see in super speedway racing is all about where the air flows around the vehicle. And the 24 has been trying to pull the air off of the vehicles in front of him, but to no avail. He tries to run very low. 45 tries to get to the back bumper. 41 a little bit close there to the 45. Almost freeing him up. That's something you got to watch. You want to be tight with the drivers, but you don't want to be so tight as the third driver in there that you disrupt that second guy's job, which is to shove the ever-living snot out of that truck around this racetrack. So some of those things can work to your advantage, but some of those can really bind your progress if you don't work it out. 45 a little loose into the corner there. Find the middle of the bumper and follow it. That's what I say. 23 of 77 side-by-side racing. The 9 to the front. 24 rolling with him. Jesse Calloway trying to go for the lead here. Might lead this lap as they're coming around to complete lap 23. 24 underway. And a big shove from Jesse Holmes. Holmes trying to shove the 13. Gets him free to the bottom side. You don't want to be too aggressive. It is only a stage. We're going to finish this race, and there's a lot of drivers behind that might be in a boring race if you do too much. So careful on the push. 13 into the corner. Calloway to the outside. Beverly gets a better shot from the 29 on the inside. Good run for him. 24 trying to roll the outside with the 9 of Calloway. As they come around here to complete lap 24 of 77. Unofficially a third of the way through the race. 45 to the outside, rolling to 41. 9 of Calloway to the high side. We are now completing the stage lap. Basically consider this your white flag before the end of the stage. Mark Beverly to the inside. Holmes right there with him. Tyler Beverly trying to go to the outside. He's going to have some help. Calloway. There's Tyler Beverly. Dougie Higgins Jr. to the shove here as the outside lane might work for him. We'll see. 45, 41, 3 wide for the lead. And Mark Beverly has a whole lot of help behind inside him on the inside line. 29 not going to be able to clear here. 9's going to have a big shove on the front straightaway. Callaway, full head of steam. Beverly comes around. Mark Beverly will win stage 1 by a nose. Mark Beverly, believe it was Tyler Beverly, Callaway. We'll see as they come around in pace. Mark Beverly, no doubt, stage 1 winner. Bronco race design Chevy Silverado will come around, meet up with the pace truck. And has a good drive line so far. Stage 1 winner. Keeps it clean. Keeps it clean. Second caution of the race, but this one's only for stage. Stage is brought to you by these guys. Beverly, Callaway, Holmes, Tyler Beverly, Higgins, Mines, Prince, Hales, Beverly, Thompson. It's going to be your top 10 for the drivers. Nerds doing their things. Good friends over there. Thinking AJ Coppola and all the fine stuff they do over there. Thanking everybody out there on all the platforms, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. If you haven't done so, make sure you reach up, give us a like. Tybe TV, give us a big old like out there. Brian Rinker as well. Thank you on the old Facebook platform. Much love to you. Thank you. He says, you the man, you are awesome, Tybe. Tybe TV, if you haven't checked him out, he's got a platform that's pretty darn awesome. Got one of the best racing simulators that I've seen. So if you haven't checked that out, go check him out. Tybe TV. Got a new, he's got a couple of videos and intros, and he's out there doing all kinds of great things for the community. So make sure that you give him some love. And if you don't, well then, come on, man. Thank you to everybody out there on all the YouTube platforms. Thank you to everybody on Twitch as well. You're killing it out there. Thank you for all the people out there lurking and enjoying yourself. If you haven't been done so, make sure you consider subscribing out there on every platform. Or following, however you want to call it. Subscribing on YouTube, following on Twitch and Facebook, liking the platform, like the streams. Free ways to support is by liking. And I appreciate you all. Holmes, going to be your race leader here. Gets himself off of pit road a little bit faster than everybody else. I believe he only took right side tires. Tires not really a factor until you get later portions of this race, and kind of where you need to put yourself and find yourself as a driver. Mark Beverly stays on pit road a little bit longer than everybody else. I think he might be biding his time. It's going to be a long race. I say a long race. It's going to be a good run, but a long run to the end here, as at least one more green flag pit stop will be into the boundaries of what they're doing. I do believe that's how it works. I think it's going to be roughly about, I think it's 25 laps. I know that it's 30 laps for the C-Class race, but I can't remember if you have to pit or not. And as far as fuel calculations, the trucks have changed when it comes to the aerodynamics. I know that sometimes if you're the race leader, you might have to take a little bit of extra to get the fuel in. So Dougie Higgins Jr., Keith Prince, Bill Hales, Tyler Beverly. So Holmes and Callaway come to pit road. The rest of the drivers, see, from 3rd to 15th, they all came to pit road. And Nathan Dahl coming to pit road. Nathan Dahl was your lucky dog there, so he comes back around, is on the lead lap. Holmes and Callaway staying out there. The other drivers coming in, I think they might just try to be topping up on fuel just a little bit more to be able to make sure that they can go a full 25 laps, split this stage, or 26 laps, split this stage in half rather than having to focus on whether or not you're going to be running a full, 48 laps. It might be the case here. So we'll see. So go back to green flag racing on lap 30. Lights are still on the pace truck. So yes, we're going to complete lap 29 under caution. We'll go back to green flag racing somewhere in the realm of 31. So these drivers getting their extended caution for whatever the case may be. Lights are off on the pace truck actually this time by, so we will go back to green flag racing. All the other drivers just trying to bide their time. Some single file racing might be the case. Callaway, Holmes, Bill Hales, Keith Prince, Nick Lawrence, all these drivers came to pit road to top up on fuel just a little bit here. Keith Prince in and out right there, getting him a little blink going on there. Hopefully his connection's going to be okay. But we will have 1-2 side by side for the restart of this race, and everybody else giving themselves kind of the their rear end focus. Thank you, Ty B. Great videos. Hey, appreciate you. It depends on the cautions. Hopefully it runs green flag. I love pit strategy. It's going to be really tight on fuel. I agree, Cody. That's something that I was looking at here when it comes to the 75% fuel. Boy howdy, it might be you might have to win the race coming down to pit road. Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm saying. Hopefully we'll see where this one's going to hold off for him. 29 of 77. It's the 29 and the 9 side by side. Everybody else, when they came to pit road, it pretty much gave them an EOL. So they're all single file right now behind the race leader. And through the gears they go. Final stage. 29-9, 53-18, 21-22, 41-5, 13-27. Everybody, single file. Just take your time. That's what I say. Take your time. 48 laps to go. This as a complete lap 30. In full send mode in perspective. Holmes out front. Bill Hales. Jesse Callaway in 3rd. Nick Lawrence in 4th. Lance Thompson in 5th. I do believe Keith Prince might have had a connection issue there. He is sitting on pit road at the moment. 30 of Nathan Dahl to the high side. Has the 4 of Eric Hagdahl right there with him. Hagdahl in the 4 wide machine. Trying to roll the corner. 3 wide at the moment. Now goes back to double file. Tyler Beverly behind. As Tyler rolls the corner with the number 4 truck in front of him. Right in front of him, Caleb Patton going to the high side. Says, let's roll. I want to be up here with the front pack, even if we have to run double file for the entire race. That is still a pace I want to be. Callaway to the high side, trying to go around Jesse Holmes. Holmes led for a moment. Now some drivers thinking that they've got more. As Nick Lawrence tries to push the 9 out front. 9-18 at 29 to the inside. 31-77, move over Miami. Here comes Talladega Superspeedway Racing. Caleb Patton back to the inside. Lance Thompson to the outside. Patton there to shove. 2 Fords linking up. Chevy, Toyota, Ford. That is the way it runs. Lance Thompson and a Chevy trying to get with the Toyota. Lance Thompson hung out to dry. 18 drops in front of the 29. 18 giving a big old little bump right there. And the 29 trying to fold in as well. 21 trying to roll the outside. Has no help. 4 of Eric Hagdahl. Up to 6th now. Biggest move of the race. Tyler Beverly with the number 9 machine. Up 9, sorry. He's in the 45. He's rolling nicely. To the outside, they go. Tyler Puckett trying to link up as well. Tyler Puckett in the 5. The two Bass Pro teammates here trying to link up. 21-5. There's the 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. right behind. Get it home, says EP. Oh, man, it is a mess of shuffling. It is shuffling. They are shuffling like a deck of Uno cards at the moment. Give me a draw 4. And let's skip any caution we can have. 9:21, 18, 5:29, top 5 as they continue to move. Sounds of iRacing coming at you right here in SE. Run to the outside, they go. 27 of Caleb Patton trying to make it happen there. Dougie Higgins Jr. right there with him. These two Fords hooked up earlier, and they're going to be able to try to make it work now. They rolled that outside lane, and they've got a good head of steam. Lance Thompson, your race leader, right there in front of Jesse Calloway. So two Fords on the outside, two Chevys on the inside. Battles of manufacturers trying to kick it in. Is that Toyota behind? Nick Lawrence trying to work his way into the pack as well. Eric Hagel to the outside. 3 Fords to the outside, trying to make things work. 37 of 77, 40 laps to go when we go by this time. And a good run for the drivers. Beverly back here. I'm keeping an eye on him and Bill Hales. They are making up some ground. Haas Beverly there as well with Mark Beverly. And who's going to run this one to the end? That's what I want to look at. Lance Thompson off the racing surface there a little bit. Gets shaken up. 27 drops down. Dougie Higgins Jr. is going to have Eric Hagel with him. So Lance Thompson will pull up to the 27. The full head of steam has the 41 to the 4. And now the push is a-coming. Caleb Patton will lead this time by as they come across the stripe. Caleb drops up in front of the 41. finds his pace, trying to pull back with the 41-4. Holmes to the outside as well. The Ford teams have linked up. To the inside they go. Lance Thompson to try to lead again. There is the 9 with him. Up to the third lane they go. Caleb Patton to lead to the outside. Trying to pull everybody with him. I think the 4 Fords might have the strong line here. 29 and the 21 need to collectively get themselves taken care of. Left his line out to dry. Yeah, you're right out there. I'm checking Twitch chat. Thank you very much, Chase. Yes, absolutely. Kind of left him out. Chappie was telling me about that as well. So, yes. I don't know that he's going to be able to make it clear. And I tell you what, now that they've been able to regroup, 21 of the 9 really making it work, and now double file racing on lap 39 here. The outside lane usually can drive around pretty much full throttle anywhere on that upper third. And what we're seeing now is the 21 of the 9 aren't having it. 29 of Jesse Holmes there to the backside. 27 had a great shove from the 41 and the 4. And now they're going to have to really link back up because the pace that they had is a good pace. It's just not working the same as it was before. They do have the better line. He's going to lead this lap. So Patton leads from the outside. Those guys out front aren't going to make it on one stop. I could see that. They need to, if I'm them, I'm wanting to cycle backwards for just a moment. I want to see myself not lead every lap. And leading laps is great, but having the right fuel strategy here. And right now they're just kind of ticking away. 27, 41, 4. It's going to be yes, it's going to be very tight. And what I like about that is that means whoever's going to win this race has patience right now. You know who has patience right now? All these people back here in the draft. 18 of Nick Lawrence giving himself just a little bit of room. 45 giving himself some room. Bill Hale's in the draft as well. They're staying close enough. Only one that pays is the last one. You ain't lying, Cody. And that's what I like to see about this is that the fact of the matter is these drivers know what their relative is trying to say. When you see Mark Beverly, who won this stage, you would think that he's going to be up front. And right now, you know where he's at? He's just riding. A good spot for some of these drivers is to do just that. The drivers battling side by side for the lead right now are doing themselves more harm than good, especially if you're running second and third lane right now. You're driving more around this racetrack. It's 2.65 miles around the bottom of this racetrack. You start adding more degrees and more banking, you're adding, I think it's another 1/10 of a mile. Or, I'm sorry, yes. Yeah, it's 20.74 on the high side as far as driving around this racetrack. So that is just adding more time to that fuel. And if I'm Caleb Patton, I'm wanting Dougie Higgins Jr. to shove me around this racetrack a little bit more. Use less of my throttle, because that's not really doing me any good. Lance Thompson, the driver that I'm seeing out front right now, trying to make it work. Eric Hagdall's going to be looking pretty good. Jesse Holmes trying to ride a little free right there in that third from the inside. I'd want to be riding right now. Riding and saving. After so many weeks of running the next gen, it's so easy you can forget how. Yeah, it is. Especially in the trucks. It takes a lot longer to complete that lap. It may be faster, and you might be able to pass on the outside because of the tight corner on the inside, but the fastest line around this racetrack is still the inside line when it comes to that consistency. And right now, the drivers, I think they're paying attention to the broadcaster. We're seeing them start to shake up and drop to the back. 41 of Eric Hagdall. I'm sorry, the 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. has the 4 of Eric Hagdall behind him. Caleb Patton drops to the back of these 3 drivers. And now a little bit of position changing as we see. Hey, here we go. You got to make the right move. Got to make the right call here. 75% fuel makes this a very tight race. Last time on pit road for most of the drivers, lap 28, Callaway and Holmes came in on 27. Everybody else who came in wanted to make sure that they had a little top up on fuel, make sure that they had as much fuel in that truck as possible. And only 2 drivers stayed out during that stint. So when they come to pit road, they're going to be looking at coming to pit road. I would say the next 4 laps, 4 to 5 laps for some of the drivers, maybe try to take it all the way to lap 52. I don't know. Maybe. We keep it on 28. They run 24 to 25 laps. That's really tight on fuel. Very tight on fuel. So we're looking at maybe a lap short on fuel for most of the vehicles, if the math serves me correctly. But, you know, the race line is what it is. It's what they're doing. Dougie Higgins Jr. trying to go to the lead here. Lance Thompson letting the truck back up into the 9 here. Trying to get the run. 4 of Eric Hegdal trying to shove the 41 here. A little bit flatter nose for the Fords. And I think a better opportunity to drive here up next to the wall, trying to save all the air that they can. And that's a good opportunity. If you can run next to the wall and still be able to be competitive, 41 drops into the 4. Let the track do the work for you. Opportunity to save all kinds of fuel. Trying to make it an extra lap on pit. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. 21:41. The 21 leads that time by. Lap distances, gap distances, Mines. 24 off the pace back here. Something happened to him. 32 seconds on pit road. He came in on 28. Something happened to him. We'll see kind of what's working here. It is. When you start looking at that clutch and you go, I don't really want that clutch to be what it is. Kind of the way it works. The only drivers that can save are the drivers that aren't pushing. You can lift into the corner, you can lift into the throttle. Right now, being competitive, sometimes the way it goes, how much time can you give yourself if you have to come to pit road? Right now, we're about 30 laps to go. When we cross the start-finish line this next time, 21 up the racetrack a little bit right there, the 9 right there to the bottom right quarter panel. You can tell that the drivers are starting to feel a little bit more free into the corner, and they're getting lighter and lighter and lighter because you're going to start seeing the trucks get a little bit more tight. Keith Prince to the bottom of the racetrack here. He's about to meet a full head of steam in front of him. Keith will need to move for these drivers to be able to have an impact and pace. He runs to the high side. 21 gets a good run with the 9 here. Keith Prince to the high side next to the wall. It gives up the lane. It's going to be 5 laps down. Mines 46 seconds off the pace of the drivers at the moment. I think he is. I don't disagree. Lance Thompson trying to hold on. 41 to the outside of the 9. 4 behind the 41. The 29 behind the 9. 48 of 77. They are 20 laps on this cycle at the moment. And no doubt they're going to be trying to stretch 5 more laps out of these trucks. The 29, the 9, a lap shorter than the drivers. And green flag pit stops looking like a thing that's going to be of you see the drivers are getting more and more dicey. Higgins leads that time by from the high side. 21 of the 9, they are pushing the bottom of this racetrack at the moment. And they're getting a little bit more and more dicey. We're following along with him here, and what we're seeing is the run that would normally set yourself back up. Lance Thompson in the draft of the 24 here. Mines to the bottom. Runs the corner, 41 to the bottom side. Mines stays there. 24 holds on to the bottom line. They're getting shaky. They're going to have to make moves. Mines in a hornet's nest right now as the 24 rolls with the 29. He said, I'm going to split this up. This is what's going to happen. Lance Thompson, who was in the lead, now gives up the lead to Jesse Calloway and company as all that kind of changed everything. Dougie Higgins Jr. to the outside leads that lap. 4 to the bottom side of that turn. Almost gets a little wicked loose there. 24 not making any friends at that moment, because I tell you what, that was almost not what you want to see. But you know what? Is it his responsibility to move out of the way? It is the responsibility of the drivers to do what you need to do. Common courtesy says, yes, you should move to the high side, let these guys do their thing, drop in where it's safe. However, it's not his responsibility to move. It is the responsibility of the race leader or the drivers that are putting him a lap down to race a predictable line, to get themselves around, just like the 24. They knew he was there. They had a lot of time to see it. And now we'll try to work that boundaries. 24 to the outside of the 9. And Mines, who's going to be a lap down, is still trying to side draft his way up front. The leader asked the lap car to stay low. You're not letting me tell a story here, Cody. Totally joking. If he asked him to stay low, it actually hurt him more so. He's coming to pit road now, this time by 51 of 77. He's coming solo. He is in on pit road by himself. Higgins, Hegdel, Patton, he led a lot of laps there, so he was probably running out of fuel. He came out on 28. The two drivers that came out on 27 still out there. That's the difference on your pit, folks. That's the difference on your pit. Pit cycle is going to be a big factor, and now the 21 of Lance Thompson, who's doing a great job leading out front, now going to be looking at what he has to do to make this work. He might even be a lap short on fuel. 52 of 77 being completed, as we might see some more takers here coming to pit road, like Eric Hegdel, like the 41, and a lot of drivers holding on to 3. I kind of want to see everybody getting in and out of pit road nicely. Mark Beverly's going to be your race leader here. He's behind the 3 of Keith Prince. Opportunities here as Keith Prince won't need to come to pit road, but might come to pit road with these folks. We'll see. Butt kicker, 25 laps to go. Looks like this. Mark Beverly out front, drafting with the 3, the 53 right there as well. Tyler Beverly and Haas Beverly, they've been able to save fuel. Pat Baldwin. Pat, how you doing out there? Give it a big old good luck tonight, guys. They are rolling, man. Good to see you out there, Pat. 21 is kicking himself now. He might be. We'll see if he's going to be able to get up to speed. He is 44 seconds off the pace, and right now about to go a lap down. Everybody coming to pit road now. Mark Beverly, Bill Hales, Tyler Beverly, Haas Beverly are coming in. Dougie Higgins Jr. leaving pit road at the moment. He is trying to get up to speed. Eric Hegdel is going to be right behind him. And here's a look at what it looks like for that field. As Mark Beverly, Bill Hales, Tyler Beverly, they're all going to be looking at this race line. Lance Thompson trying to catch up to the field. Lance Thompson is behind these drivers, so that is a chance there for him to be able to roll. He's going to be able to catch one of these drivers like Nathan Dahl here. Nathan has a little bit of right side damage. Mark Beverly leaves pit road. Is going to be looking for Tyler Beverly and Bill Hales behind him. Haas Beverly is going to be rolling with him. Drivers up to speed. Dougie Higgins Jr. will come around and be up to speed. Mark Beverly trying to get himself all the way around. Keith Prince right there in front of him. Keith gets his right side tires above the yellow line. That might be a black flag there. Pit road exit issues. 13 up the speed, and there's a whole onslaught of drivers behind him. Spend time with them. I'm glad you're spending. That's the important thing, man. Spend time with your family as best you can. Lance Thompson in a good predicament here. An opportunity for him to be able to not only catch the draft, maybe save a little bit of fuel. He needs to save a little bit. Mark Beverly out front. Tyler Beverly right behind. Keith Prince being the help of all helps as the 13 shoves the 3 around this racetrack. 24. Make it 23 laps to go this time by. 13 drops below the apron. It's going to need to go high. 13. No help. 45 trying to get a run. 45 is going to go high with the 13. 45 with him. 3 is going to drop. 45 is going to be with the 13. It's the high side. Dougie Higgins Jr. comes. Fastest lap of the race. Tyler Puckett making it work. He gets a 51.67 this last time by, and he is rolling the corner. Mark Beverly to the high side with Tyler Beverly. They clear the 3. Dougie Higgins Jr. on a roll with Eric Heckel to the outside. This is all going to be about race and pace. Mark Beverly, Tyler Beverly, Keith Prince, Dougie Higgins Jr., Eric Heckel to the outside. Tyler needs to close the distance to the 13 because right now the Fords are dominating the outside lane, and they are going to clear right there. 1, 2, 3. Jesse Holmes out to dry by himself, nowhere to go. And Dougie Higgins Jr. to lead here, trying to get himself a win here. I'm not a fan of being the race leader with this many laps to go, especially when it comes down to the last lap of this race. Good race so far for the drivers. And the green flag pit stops have happened. 22 laps to go. Lance Thompson needing some help here in the worst way. 7 seconds off the race leader. Nathan Dahl behind the 69. He wasn't able to catch that pace. Came in a lap earlier than pretty much everybody else in the field. And needs some help here. Or a caution to catch him up. Hegel to the outside. Or to the inside. To the outside. Caleb Patton trying to roll. But Dougie Higgins Jr., he is there to the outside. He's trying to pull some people with him. And the 5 right there with him. There's Tyler Puckett. Utilizing the wall strategy here with the 41. Eric Hegel has a big old slam dunk. Try to get myself into pace here. Man, oh man. Mark Beverly keeping pace as well. The top 4 almost breaking away. Tyler Beverly needs a whole lot of push here. The 3 of Keith Prince behind the 16 rolling the corner. Everybody getting a little bit dicey up here as we'll kind of see what it looks like getting into turn 1. Here's a long look at the big straightaway cams. Into the turn, there's the 3 of Keith Prince. And hold on and move over. Right now, Mark Beverly right there behind Jesse Holmes. These two have taken over the lead. Jesse Holmes came in on 52. Mark Beverly on 53. Beverly would be looking to try to save pace here. And a good opportunity to make sure that he is within. Holmes, it's time. He might be a lap short on fuel. That's the only concern. And if you're the race leader, you burn more fuel than everybody. And that is the case. We saw Lance Thompson have to pit at least a lap or 2 shorter before everybody else. And that is the big case here, the big situation. What's going to happen to Holmes? 75% fuel, 25 laps is the strategy for most of the trucks. And the trucks that are safe are the drivers behind Jesse Holmes. Last lap time, 54.52. It's going to be a battle who can be the slowest and the fastest. Absolutely. Absolutely. We watched that in another series. They ran 2 laps at like 57-second laps to save fuel. And it still came down that the race winner is the only one that had fuel at the end. I can't remember what series that was. That was just a few short weeks ago. It was another super speedway race. I'd have to go back. I can't remember which one it was. But they literally ran 57, 58-second laps to save some fuel, and that was including the race leader. It was the slowest pace I've ever seen some of these trucks run. Right now, 54.38 as Mark Beverly tries to stay in striking distance. Tyler Beverly doing the same thing. They're keeping a lot of distance between those trucks, trying to just find the air in which they need to be. And we're going to let them run. They're going to be single file for a moment. 18 laps to go. Brought to you by DIecast.com. Thank you to all the sponsors for the Asphalt Outlaws Racing Series every Friday night. After this race, they're going to Atlanta for the final race in the round of 10. It's going to be the cutoff race. And then the final 5 drivers will duke it out for the championship. And that is going to be in Michigan International Speedway. They're going to run 85 laps there. Atlanta's going to be a ton of fun next week. I look forward to seeing that one. That's going to be an awesome drive. Tonight, to the winner, $25 goes to the winner. That's courtesy of the drivers here. I think Beverly's going to be throwing that out there. So big congratulations to whoever gets it, because they're going to make some money. Nobody's making money tonight. We'll send. Beverly to the outside with the 29. The draft package trying to be what it is. And you're seeing some of the split up here as Keith Prince tries to roll the outside here. 29 rolls in. 13 giving a lot of pace here, letting the 29 run out front. And the 3 of Keith Prince, he's laps down. He doesn't care. He might pull everybody around this racetrack. Everybody trying to save fuel. Well, that's what they're doing. And the lap times are slowing down. I love it. You know what that's going to do? To give Lance Thompson a chance to catch back up. Come on now. He needs 17 seconds. That's what he needs. Jesse Holmes, your race leader, has the 3 of Keith Prince with him. Keith might be able to go around and lead this field around for a moment. 15 laps to go. Everybody trying to save fuel. All right, folks. Side of cam coming on. I'll be right back with you. I'm going to take a hydrate break. But first, Mr. Humphrey, thank you for the like out there. Much love, brother. Appreciate you. The lap times have started to pick back up. As now those who have saved have started to look at this and say, all right, now is the time. Holmes out front. Beverly second, Tyler in third. With Keith Prince there in the mix. Keith able to help shove somebody around here and keep his pace where he needs to be. Holmes getting a good crew out there shouting him out. Good to see you all out there. Thank you to everybody out there. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Do whatever you got to do. We are on a goal on YouTube of 1,000 subscribers. We are on a goal on Twitch to 750. And then we are on a goal on Facebook to 3,500. That is our goals. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we have all three platforms growing each and every week. And of course, give ourselves a good room for everybody to be able to gain some extra attention, some extra affection. Much love to everybody. Holmes, Beverly, Hales, Callaway, Hegnell, Patton, Lawrence, Haas, Beverly, and Higgins. All the way back here. Dougie Higgins Jr., I do believe, says, Hagdahl, I think it's time. There's Caleb Patton behind him. And now it is a full send kind of moment forward to the outside. Dougie Higgins Jr. picking up pace behind. It's right along with Dougie as they continue to move forward. And they're gaining a ton of ground. 27 free. Watch how loose that truck got. 9 laps to go. And the outside lane is cruising. Jax, thank you for 7 out there on the old YouTube platform. Much love to you. Appreciate you. Outside lane being a little bit faster right here as we see these drivers still trying to compete. There's the 29 down low, getting a big shove. He's going to have a little bit of air here. And right now, Hagdahl has a whole lot of bumper of the Patton in front, right behind him. Dougie Higgins Jr. trying to clear with these two, no doubt. They've been working together very well all race long. And one of them trying to win here from the second lane. 27 drops low. 4 is going to be there with the 41. And now that's the shakeup right there. 27 drops low, has the 29 with him. Patton to the high side, pulls the drivers with him, just like he did before. Needed to clear some pace, clear some space. The 3 to the back bumper. And a whole lot of drivers rolling in corners, trying to make sure that they have the moves to make it 27, 441. The 9 of Jesse Callaway in the mix as well. Nick Lawrence right behind. Tyler Puckett in the 5. Mark Beverly back here with Tyler Beverly as well. Bill Hales in 10th. Haas Beverly in 11th. 8 laps to go. Jesse Wise picking up the pace on the outside. It's going to have Nathan Dahl there as well. Lance Thompson, last driver on the lead lap, bottom of the race line of the back straightaway. Joey Mines a lap down. Caleb Patton holding on with a 4 to the outside. High line running just a little bit faster. And they need some pace here. If all 3 of those drivers want to clear the 29-3 all over the back bumper of Jesse Holmes. High line faster. They are a little bit more organized. They could be more organized. 29 up the racetrack a little bit. Try to pull some air off the 4. Try to do all that he can to get himself back to where he needs to be. Any kind of race line is a better race line if you can get organized. And right now, Holmes holding on. The high line not as close as you would like to see. Eric Hagdahl needs to be on the back bumper of that 27. 6 laps to go here for the drivers. And I mean, he needs to be shoving that 27. This is, I wouldn't say go time, but pretty darn close. And right now, not in a position to clear themselves as Jesse Holmes is going to be starting to look at taking over the race lead once again. Caleb Patton trying to hold the outside. The 3 of Keith Prince right there to help the 29. That has been his best friend for the last at least 9 laps. Keeping himself at bay, keeping the pace at bay. 29 to lead this time by as they continue to move here at the Superspeedway. Full send split as they continue to move. Good run for him. 5 laps to go. If you think Jesse Holmes has it easy, he's the race leader in a race that I don't want to be the race leader. Big shot from the 3 to the back bumper of the 29. He's getting a little bit dicey, and they're going to start getting lighter and lighter as fuel becomes a big factor here. Some of the drivers still saving behind this huge pack of runners. And I tell you what, it just seems like Mark Beverly and company back here still trying to save a little bit, trying to make sure they're going to be able to make it to the end. Jesse Holmes is the big driver here that we want to know is getting the run. The 27 all over the back bumper of Jesse Calloway here gets him a little bit free, and Calloway going to the front. He says PBR for the lead. 9:27.4. Calloway doesn't have to make friends here. He just wants to be the leader. 27, big shove. A good run from Caleb Patton as he continues to move forward. Caleb Patton there with Calloway. He's going to be able to clear. These two drivers going to be able to work together. The 4 of Eric Hegel gets himself a little bit less of a run there. 41 drops in front of the 5. 53 of Bill Hales going to the outside. He's 3 wide behind. Bill trying to roll corners, has the 18 with him. Toyota's trying to work the outside 4 of Eric Hegel behind the 27 of Caleb Patton. Jesse Holmes behind the 9. Now it's going to be able to save a little bit of fuel. 3 wide to the lead. Nick Lawrence to the high side. 9 runs up high to the 27. They are dicey as all get out. Drivers dropping back. Whole lot of runs. 5 rolls back into the corner. Green flag still out. No caution. 3 laps to go. Haas Beverly ready to run. He says, I've got fuel. I've got pace. Let's go. Haas will be 3 wide. 9:18. Bill Hales. Haas Beverly. Haas with Bill Hales to the bottom side. Jesse Holmes to pit road. Has to come in. Calloway, Lawrence, Hales. We talk about being short on fuel. And Jesse Holmes, who led a ton of laps here and was very, very fast, finds himself at a pace here. And Calloway trying to defend every position. Nick Lawrence right there to the outside, trying to hold on. Beverly right there with him, 3 wide. Trying to come around to the corner. 41, give it a big push to the 4. 18 to the high side, 22 there. 6th place for the 22. 7th, 8th now for the 18. Calloway comes around to the inside. Bill Hales, big shove. 4 to the outside. 41 rolling. Into the straightaway. White flag waves. And just barely avoiding a caution there as Calloway tries to hold on to the lead. Tyler Puckett runs there, rolling. 18 goes around. 5's going to be there. Calloway out front. Dougie Higgins Jr. rolling with Haas Beverly. They are defending every position. The 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. shoves everybody down the track. They're wrecking each other. Hegel to Wise. 9 of Calloway. A big run for the drivers. 41 with the 4 getting turned. Calloway here now has a run on the 41 of Dougie Higgins Jr. They have done nothing but beat and bang and race each other. And they've been trying to wreck each other from the end. And the 9 should have won that one. 41 turns him. Bill Hales second. Calloway down to the bottom will finish fourth. Dahl will finish third. And a very controversial end to that one. But Dougie Higgins Jr. wins it there. And we'll go back and take a look at that so that way I don't misquote anything. Only in the far chase view. I want to make sure I look at it. Higgins, your race winner. 41 goes up. 9 goes to the high side. Ooh, 9 a little bit free. 9 runs his line. 41 up. Door bangs him. Comes home to win it. Bill Hales will be second. Nathan Dahl will be third. And no doubt, upset. I would be upset, but that is the way it is. Out of fuel, the 41 is. As the race finishes that way. And there is Fred the Barney Flagman. He says, man, I'm done. Whew. A lot of dicey moments at the end of this one. Dougie Higgins Jr., your race winner. Bill Hales in second. Nathan Dahl in third. Callaway fourth. Puckett fifth. Mark Beverly finishes in sixth. Nick DeLorean seventh. Caleb Patton in eighth. Eric Hegel, 9th. Holmes in 10th. Tyler Beverly, Jesse Wise, Mines. Haas Beverly, 14th. Lance Thompson will be 15th. Keith Prince, 16th. Cody Talindi, you are still 77 laps down, sir. You better get out there and run. Kind of dirty. Yeah, I agree. Kind of dirty. Kind of dirty to win that way. Thank you to the sponsors, Big Haas Motorsports, Woody DIecast Auctions, of course, the MLO Bros, Youngstown's #1 Facebook podcast. And, of course, a lot of this brought to you by, of course, thebudkicker.com. Promo code AOR20 at checkout for those drivers. Let us give ourselves a good showing. Nerds do nerd things. My caution sponsor for the end of the series. Congratulations to the drivers today. Let's see if they want to jump in and have a little chit chat. Nathan Dahl, biggest driver to move up there, up 14 spots. There's the number 30 there. He does a fantastic job in finishing third. Congratulations to him. He was able to avoid a lot right there to get himself around. A little bit of nose damage on that truck, so congratulations to him. Bill Hales, of course, he's going to finish in second. We like talking to Bill. We like seeing him do well. Dougie Higgins Jr., of course, your race winner. You know, things do happen. They do happen. Not saying that it's good or bad. That was an interesting finish. Let's just put it that way. An interesting finish. And man, a lot of ouchies. A lot of ouchies. Folks, much love to you. We're gonna let them take care of their things. We'll talk to them as they figure things out. We'll talk to them next week. Dougie, considered as your, I'm going to say officially unofficial race winner today. I don't think that there should be anything there. Maybe some tempers going on right now, but you know, it's Talladega. We've seen some NASCAR drivers do worse. But much love to you, folks. We appreciate you always, and we'll see you in the next one.